we completely reject the position of the United States of America and the President Joe Biden in this regard. And in view of this threat, to impose sanction is rejected by this organization and must be retracted with unreserved apology to every Nigerian from today and forever. Nigeria as a sovereign country deserves the right to initiate policies that protect the interests of the generality of our people and its suffix to the state that same-sex relationship is not of the values that we hold going by our orientation and upbringing as people from time immemorial. The leadership of National Interfaith and Religious Organization for Peace welcomes you all to this press conference in a light of recent statement issued by the United States of America threatening to impose financial and visa sanctions on countries that fail to offer protection to LGBTQI people worldwide. It is imperative to state that the stance of the United States of America towards the entrenchment of rights for lesbianism, gays, bisexual, transgender, and questioning is indeed questionable as infringes on sovereignty of nations, including Nigeria. The President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, has displayed a gross disregard for sovereignty of Nigeria by stating that when foreign government moves to restrict the right of LGBTQI plus persons or fail to enforce legal protections in place, thereby contributing to the climate of intolerance. Intolerance agencies engaged abroad shall consider appropriate responses, including using the full range of diplomatic and assistance tools and, as appropriate, financial sanction, visa restrictions, and other actions against this anti-gay law by President Joe Biden. This is on the heels that Nigeria is a sovereign country that is governed by law, just like the United States of America. The anti-gay laws in Nigeria prescribe between 10 and 14 years in prison for anyone caught flouting the law in this country called Nigeria, either by prohibitions between same-sex sexual partners, public show of same-sex relationship, registration of same-sex organization in Nigeria, operation of same-sex club organizations and activities in Nigeria, or participations in gay clubs, societies, and organizations, amongst other things in this country called Nigeria. The National Interfaith and Religious Organization, which I'm a strong stakeholder for peace, is obliged to state our values and beliefs that is not encouraged relationship between same-sex sexual partners for it. It is never part of our organizational belief, and it's not the norms of our organization. It runs apart from what we believe, and it's against the biblical injunction as a Christian, even our fellow Muslim brothers, it's against the norms of Islam. According to the book of Romans, chapter 1, 26, 27, the Bible said, because of this, God gave them over to a shameful lust. Even their women exchange natural relationships for unnatural ones. In the same way, the men also abandon natural relationships with men and were afraid with lust for one another. Men committed indecent acts with other men and received themselves the due penalty, punishment for these perversions. This was further emphasized more in the book of Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22 in the Holy Bible. Do not sleep, do not relate, do not lie, do not yoke, do not put in your house or in one bed with a man to fellow man, or sleep with a woman with a fellow woman. God forbid it. God detested it. God rejected it. God denounced it. God is angry with such behavior. It now remains that the United States of America, that claims to be God's own country, has completely neglected this biblical injunction that make them a holy God country. The teachings of the Bible with regards to same-sex cohabitions, and therefore it is affront to our sensibilities as Nigerians for United States to want to impose such act wherein it weakens the protection for LGBT community by rolling back non-discrimination protections for such people seeking the services of health and welfare programs funded by the United Department of Health and Human Services. The implications is that the issue of LGBT remains a matter of values, beliefs, and not compulsory, evident in the threat issued by Joe Biden administration, which by all intent and purposes is capable of threatening the French peace experienced in the world at large. The United States of America and its president must do well not to impose his belief, his culture, his understanding about life into a system of an independent country like Nigeria and every other country. Nigeria inclusive, yes. Because that would amount to fundamental breach of typical of intolerant and dictatorial countries on the sovereigns of countries of the world. It remains an undemocratic act that must not be allowed to thrive because of the large consequences in future. The United States of America and its president must do well to respect the right of countries, unless it intends to return to colonialism through the back door to Nigeria and most of the African countries and the world. The National Interfaith Religious Organization of Peace is stating today, 12th day of February 2021, that the threat issued by the United States of America is a misplaced one, and hereby advise the President of the United States, President Joe Biden, to follow the path of caution in introduction of the implementations of policies as concern other sovereign countries in the world. The directive to State Department to include the anti-LGBTQ violence, discrimination, and laws in its annual human rights report is a normal that should be resisted by all well-meaning individuals and countries